Hey everyone, and welcome to Chatter. I'm currently hanging out here on the Decimon server. I'm just gathering some wool. Um, Up here you can see my base. We're pretty far out there if you can read that. Not nearly as close to spawn as I normally like to build, but hey, when you need terrain, you need terrain, and that's what I've been working on. I don't really play here as often as I want to. It's mostly just a matter of time. I don't really get a chance to play anywhere as much as I want to, it seems. But that's not really the topic of this chatter. The thing I'm going to talk about is modding, actually. Modding has been a very big part of my life for almost a year now. The very first time I was modded was in one of a Duelget's streams sometime last summer, or whatever. Yeah, summer of last year. And he never really streamed very often, but that was the first time I ever, had access to ban powers and, basically the authority to tell people what not to do, which still kind of boggles my mind that people trust me with that. And then the second time I was ever modded was in MK's streams, and that was in the fall, and I believe it was November, which means it's been almost exactly a year since I've been modded there. And, I mean, as anyone who knows her streams go, she's possibly one of the most regular streamers I've ever seen. And that's basically where I learned how to mod. I took my cues from people like Rin and Bears and Ellie and all of MK's mods at the time. And since then it's just kind of snowballed to the point where we'll follow a raid into somebody's stream who, I'm not maybe regular at or is new to me, and people start commenting that it's weird to see me without a sword. And it's like, well, yeah, just because I'm mod in all the streams you go to doesn't mean I'm mod in all the streams ever. It's funny though. I've basically started actively avoiding moddy type behaviors in streams I'm not mod in, just for the sake of I don't want to overstep my bounds. And to be honest, sometimes it's nice to have streams where you're not a mod. One thing I find kind of funny is that activities that I consider perfectly normal chat, people automatically associate with modding. See, the first thing, that when you think of modding, oops, I don't know what I hit. Nah, don't care. Is, the whole power to ban, power to timeout, enforce the rules, that kind of stuff. And that one I definitely agree is mod behavior. That's basically, you cannot do that unless you have the authority to do so. You can try, but you're probably going to annoy the actual mods. And then the next thing is one that, I don't know, I've just always done, and that's just the general question answering. If someone asks a question in chat and I know the answer, I'm probably going to tell you. But for some reason when I do that in stream chats, people take it as, Yerk, stop modding, you're not mod here, take a break. Or, just stuff like that. It's funny. I don't know, it's something I've done in every community I've ever been a part of on the internet. It's like the default role I fall back into is the person that answers all the questions, whether you want me to or not. It takes active self-control not to be obnoxious. Now, I will say I ramp it up a little bit when I am modding, just because, because I'm mod, I actually do have a little bit of that, authoritative, my word actually lends some credit to what I'm saying. And then the last thing I think of that people tend to relate to modding is being welcoming, which I find funny because in most of the streams I'm in, everybody's that welcoming, But, sometimes I'll do it in streams that aren't as familiar with our little community, and people seem to take it as modding, which I find kind of funny. I'm not going to say what stream it was, but there was one stream I was in where I was basically, I don't know, I felt particularly chatty that day. I was just basically saying hi to everyone who stopped in to chat. It was like the first time I'd seen this person stream in a really long time, and, I just wanted everyone to have a good time because, When people are happy, I'm happy. And by the end of that stream, I had mod, and it wasn't even intentional. So, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Now, I will say that I do take modding pretty seriously. If I'm going to do something and I'm going to be trusted with power, then I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to be worth that trust, if that makes sense. And I mean, for the most part, people say I do a good job, which at this point I'm like willing to not deny, if that makes sense. And because I take it so seriously, those days when like I'm just having a bad mod day or whatever, I actually do kind of take it kind of hard. Like, you know how you're your own worst critic. I'm like that when it comes to modding. Modding is very important to me, and it's very important that I do it right. So on those days when, say, somebody in chat's just like actively irritating me, and like I become less effective because of that, or I don't know, just things like that, or I like, you know, misjudge. I'm maybe a little timid or a little extra harsh, and, you know, I doubt myself later. I do take that, you know, kind of to heart. I like to do it right. I like to, I don't know. Definitely my own worst critic, and I know this is the point where, you know, people hop in and it's like, oh, you do a fine job. I've never noticed you being bad at it. And it's like, well, maybe you don't notice, but I do, because, you know, I'm the one doing it. It's definitely less noticeable when you're in a stream win with other mods, because, you know, they might be quicker on the draw than you are, or you might be feeling a little bit off kilter that day and you just don't really have it in you to be particularly, you know, strict or whatever. Someone else can take over for you, which I'm very thankful for. Not that I mind being the only mod in a chat, I'm going to say that right now, but sometimes it does get a little bit, you know, if things don't quite go right, you know who to blame. And, I don't know. And it's already nighttime, which means no more mareeps and no more flappies, so I can't really do any more wool farming. I guess I could do string farming, but nah, I don't really feel like it. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Modding is basically, like, I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this where it doesn't sound pathetic. It's like the thing I take most seriously right now. It's the, you know, yeah, okay, I can't think of the right words for that. But it's kind of like one of the most important things in my, you know, internet life. So, you know, it's an important topic to me, and for some reason it's been on my mind tonight, so I guess that's all I have to say about it, at least for now. Yep. So, anyway, I will catch you guys in the next episode of whatever it is I record next. My schedule's definitely been thrown for a loop by having a new job. I've already had to, like, miss streams I'm ridiculously regular in, which I hate, by the way. I really hate it. But, yeah, you know, what you gonna do? Real life has to come first, no matter how little I like that, so, I don't know. I will catch you guys in the next episode of whatever, and bye.